How did you make an impossible military deadline? Our entire unit was screwed. Pentagon brass wanted a full combat readiness assessment completed in 72 hours. Usually takes 3 weeks minimum. Every piece of equipment tested, every soldier qualified, every procedure documented, 900 pages of reports, inspections, and certifications. Due Monday morning at 8 a.m. sharp. Friday afternoon briefing, our colonel looked like he'd seen a ghost. Gentlemen, we have a problem. Higher command moved up our inspection timeline. We have 3 days to do 3 weeks of work. The room went silent. Then Sergeant Miller, our resident smartass, raised his hand. Sir, with respect, that's mathematically impossible. Find a way, the colonel replied. Failure means our deployment gets canceled. 2 years of training down the drain. So we did what desperate soldiers do. We got creative, split into teams, mechanics worked around the clock testing vehicles, armory staff pulled all-nighters checking weapons, supply sergeants inventoried everything twice. But the real breakthrough came from Private Jackson, our unit clerk. Kid was fresh out of high school, barely knew how to tie his boots, but he'd grown up with computers. What if we don't do this the old way? He suggested during a 2 a.m. planning session. What if we automate everything? Jackson had this idea. Instead of handwriting reports, he'd create digital templates. Instead of manual calculations, he'd build spreadsheets that did the math automatically. Sir, I can write a program that cross-references our personnel files with qualification records. Automatically flags who needs what training. The old-timers laughed. Kid thinks he's gonna solve this with a computer. But Jackson was already typing, fingers flying across the keyboard like he was conducting an orchestra, building databases, creating formulas, designing systems on the fly. By Saturday morning, he'd revolutionized our entire process. What used to take hours now took minutes. Reports generated themselves, checklists updated automatically. The sergeant major was skeptical. How do we know this contraption works? Jackson pulled up live data. Sergeant Williams needs weapons requalification. Due date, next Thursday. Private Davis is missing his medical checkup. Overdue by 6 days. Both accurate. The system worked. Sunday became a blur of synchronized chaos. Jackson's program directed traffic like an air traffic controller. Bravo team to the motor pool, Charlie team to the range, Alpha team, you're behind on medical. Real-time updates, instant notifications, color-coded priorities. We moved like a machine, guided by a 19-year-old computer genius. Monday morning, 7:45 a.m. Inspection team arrives expecting disaster, finds instead the most organized unit they'd ever seen. Every report perfect, every deadline met, every requirement exceeded. The inspecting general was confused. How did you complete all this so fast? Our colonel smiled. Innovation, sir. Sometimes you need fresh eyes on old problems. Jackson got promoted ahead of schedule. His system became standard across the entire division. Pentagon adopted it army-wide within 6 months. But the real victory was what happened next. Our deployment went forward as planned. Jackson's efficiency program saved countless hours in theater, more time for mission-critical tasks. 3 months into deployment, his automated systems detected a pattern in vehicle maintenance that prevented a convoy breakdown in hostile territory, potentially saved lives. The kid who barely knew how to march had become our secret weapon, not through physical strength or combat skills, but by thinking differently about impossible problems. When we returned home, Jackson got recruited by a defense contractor, now designs military software systems. Still gets Christmas cards from soldiers whose lives his programs helped save. Sometimes making an impossible deadline isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. And sometimes the best solutions come from the least expected places. That weekend taught me never to dismiss someone because of their age or rank. The private you ignore today might be the genius who saves your mission tomorrow. Innovation doesn't follow the chain of command. Good ideas can come from anywhere.